most men are completely unaware of the chemicals that are in their environment that are silently lowering their testosterone and fertility. These compounds are called EDCs, or endocrine disrupting chemicals, and that's kind of like a catch-all term for a certain class of substances, a certain kind of type of substances which disrupt our hormonal system by either blocking certain areas of hormones or mimicking estrogen in the body, and pretty much tricking our hormonal systems and causing us like a whole host of problems related to fertility. In this global study, you can see that fertility has actually dropped by over 50% since the 70s in the general population, which is quite alarming, and we're kind of on the same trajectory at the moment. So pretty much it's really important that we focus on this, which is why I'm making this. This is going to be the first part of a little series of videos about how we can pretty much avoid these chemicals and how we can lower our exposure to them, because they are in all of us. They've everyone is pretty much carrying microplastics. They've even detected it in the human brain, in women's placentas. Babies, if the mother is exposed to phthalates, which is one of these endocrine disrupting chemicals, they've seen changes in physically in the offspring, in the young boys. Pretty much they're becoming less masculinized and more feminized, really. And then for the women as well, it's increasing miscarriages and all sorts. Anyway, well, let's go quickly over a few of the main kind of endocrine disrupting chemicals. So you've got the BPA, or the bisphenols, BPA, BPF, BPS, and there's a lot of them. You probably will have heard of BPA. Some you'll buy like plastic Tupperware that says BPA free. Well, for a start, don't trust that, because they just replace it with BPF or BPS, which is just as bad. But BPA is one that everyone knows of. So the bisphenols are a big one. Phthalates, which are in any scented products, lotions, plastics, like plastic packaging, which is obviously in our environment all the time. Parabens, we heard of parabens. That's in the kind of personal care products, deodorant, lotions, moisturizers and stuff. Pesticides, so non-organic food. If you're eating non-organic food, you're consuming pesticides, which is a common endocrine disruptor. PFAS, which is the most common source is Teflon frying pans that are coated with non-stick pans. Even a tiny scratch in these in like a non-stick pan will leach thousands of particles of this PFAS, which is crazy, because everyone's got non-stick pans. Air fryers are non-stick, and non-stick scratches so easily. Everyone will know if you've got a non-stick pan. They pretty much scratch within months of using them. Now, there's a lot more to go into. I'm going to go into depth on all of these and how we can avoid them, because there's little sneaky ones that you wouldn't suspect that that we're ingesting all the time. So yeah, it's not just important for obviously my channel talking about men trying to optimize testosterone. It's really important for testosterone, but it's not just that. There's associations with a lot of cancers, mental disorders, obesity, and a lot of problems with women's fertility as well. So we're not just looking at, this is obviously applies to men who are trying to optimize testosterone, but it goes far beyond that. When I was optimizing my testosterone, I increased my testosterone from 569 to 772 nanograms per deciliter. And I was obsessive over making sure I was avoiding plastics pretty much and chemicals, and trying to eat organic all the time. And that was part of my protocol, my whole testosterone boosting protocol, which you can find at the top link in this video. I'll link it there, the full blueprint, my full testosterone blueprint, which is everything I did talk to my testosterone, but avoiding the endocrine disrupting chemicals and having like a kind of detox protocol as well in place was a major part in that, because I don't think you can do a lot of kind of, take all the supplements and do a lot of testosterone boosting kind of hacks, but if you're consuming these chemicals that are dragging you down and pretty much destroying your hormone profiles, you're not going to get very far. So yeah, make sure you subscribe, stay tuned for the next video, because I'm going to go in depth into plastics and where we should be avoiding them, how we should be avoiding them, and where they are most commonly in your household, and kind of tips and tricks to avoid them, because it's very important. Cool.